Coming at you guys with some daily fantasy football. This is from Yahoo Fantasy. This is actually a league that we're in ourselves, but we're going to talk through a couple things and try to build a little lineup together. Starting things off, who is your lock start of the week, bro?
Let's go. We're going by position or what? You know what I mean? In general.
Well, let's go. Let's do. Let me know your lock of the week. I'll let you do mine, and then we can fill in the positions after that.
Okay, because it's a tough week. In general, it's a lot of when you think about the range of things. But the main thing for me was Christian McCaffrey, obviously, right? But then the amount of money on that. So I look at the next tier, and the next guy I like that's kind of similar in a similar spot is Saquon going against Houston this week. I love that matchup this week.
Absolutely, that's my lock, bro, right there.
Okay, cool.
Houston has given up the most rushing yards in the league per game. And they have the most totals. So I think coming off a bye, Saquon is a must start this week. And for $36, I like that a lot.
It's not bad. Okay, he said, I think Chris McCaffrey will have a hell of a game, but it might be a similar output for both. So let's go with that guy. You know what I mean?
Okay. Before we even get too deep into this, I do want to mention I've got the Germany game off limits. I'm not touching that at all. I don't like that game.
Who's in Germany this week?
It's going to be Seattle and Tampa Bay at 9:30 in the morning.
I like it though. I like it's one guy I like in that matchup, and I'll explain why. We don't have to move on it though, but
talk to me.
I think about Seattle, right? The defense has shown up, but one spot I know that they've been the worst in the league, and just kind of looking at statistics and the guys that just been going against that every week, they are very terrible against the tight end. And I've kind of on a Cade Otton hype train ever since Brady's been out. He's been getting the targets. He's developed a nice rapport with Brady over there. We seen him get on the board last week. And I think this week, going against, like I said, Seattle, man, this team is bad. We seen Ertz was able to score against them last week. I thought about playing him, but I just kind of went with a different option. But I do like Cade Otton this week. If he was to test that Germany game, but I mean, we can just develop this roster a little bit out as far as the lineup, and then if the money makes sense, they don't even come back to it.
Do you want to? I do like that move actually. I didn't know where the tight end rankings were for Seattle, so we can throw that in there for 15 if you want, and remove it in a minute if we need to.
All right, cool.
So there we go. Moving on to quarterback. What are your thoughts on stacking Daniel Jones with Saquon for $26? Or do you have something else in mind?
No. When you think about a stack, right, I'm not sure if you want to go QB running back, because how often will we be able to get that, that double point, unless it's like a receiving touchdown?
True.
But you said Daniel Jones is only 26 this week. That's very cheap for that matchup.
I
think that's based off of the fact that they expect Saquon to have heavy usage, and they might not need to throw it all. So, I'm not mad at it. I think the best value, I'm not even gonna lie, and it's crazy I would say that, is Jalen Hurts, man, just because Detroit is, what I mean? We talk about terrible on the ground and how heavy he been running it.
Time out, bro. Time out. They got Washington this week.
Justin Fields?
You said Hurts.
I'm sorry. Justin Fields against Detroit this week. He's set up in another spot to just run crazy this week. And we know in fantasy that matters the most. So I think, as you say, like, best option for the cheapest, I like Daniel Jones. Maybe who has a chance to have a higher ceiling and explode this week, I like Fields.
You know what? I like Fields as well. I caught him last week for $30. It's only $33 this week.
They're still pretty cheap to me.
So
in a favorable matchup too. Detroit, Aaron Rodgers is. I don't know what happened last week. You know what I mean? But Chicago Bears, you got the number one running team in the league going against one of the worst. It could be a spot where you feel like Montgomery or Herbert, but I think lately they've been leaning on Fields to run the ball, and I think it's a good spot for him this week. So I like it.
I like that. Justin Fields at home for 33. We can put that in there. Now, looking at it again, we got another running back. Let's go over there. I do like McCaffrey, but I don't think we can afford Saquon and McCaffrey together.
Nah,
I do also
no
love,
way.
love Nick Chubb at Miami this week. I think he can wear them out.
He's
But
up there for 37.
yeah, let me look at this. I'm sorry. Can you see what I got pulled up by the way?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Yep.
So I just want to look at Austin Eckler real quick. He has so the last 5 games. Might I add this is half point PPR. Last 5 games: 31, 33, 19, 30, and 20. So he's kind of catching his stride. And I'm assuming they're still going to be beat up at wide receiver. I do like Austin Eckler a lot for 35 this week.
I like it.
You
And
do?
another reason I like it is because like the receivers this week, you got a lot of guys who are good receivers, but just it's a lot of value there at the receiver position. You can still catch some names like all up and down at the receiver position. So we can definitely go heavier at running back and then find some value the rest of the way.
So
I'll go ahead.
I do want to talk about this too. If Zeke doesn't go, Tony Pollard is a must start for $23.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're not going to lock that in just yet. So this is always subject to change later on in the week.
Now, the other matchup I do like, but I like the Eckler move. But if we was to go lower, depending on how we was want to build this out, maybe the receivers, if we got to come back to it, I do like Damon Pierce against the Giants. I think it's a very vulnerable run defense, and I think it might be in one of those slugfest games. Will Brandon Cooks return again this week? We seen him do it against a tough run defense in Philly. At least we thought it was. Anyway,
Right.
You know what I mean? Not only that, man, your guy Etienne, man. Honestly, man, with the usage he's been getting, man, he's been the number one back. So it depends on how you look at it. But $26 for the guy who's been the number one back since he's gotten that starting job over there in Jacksonville is another nice value. So definitely a lot of guys right there. Like definitely Eckler, Etienne, and Damon Pierce.
I am the biggest ETN nut rider right now. Why don't we do this? Let's skip running back for a minute and go look at these wide receivers. So I love back to that Jacksonville game. I think they're going to be forced to throw the ball a lot, and you can catch Christian Kirk for $21.
Value, man. It's a lot of value at the receiver position.
And right below him, you can catch Amon-Ra St. Brown for $20.
No, my question to that would be St. Brown is a beast. But then we have that Chicago, obviously, at least the stats say that, you know what I mean, one of the, I think like top 3 fewest yards allowed to receivers this year. We've seen what happened to them back-to-back weeks against Dallas and Miami. So is it trending that way or are they really, you know what I mean? Or are they really that when it comes to, you know?
Right. Well,
being a defense. But I mean, that's like I talked about the value. When we was talking about that, I was thinking about it like that. Like you got a lot of names that's valuable for cheap. Like I like Lockett, St. Brown, Devontae Smith. He got 3 touchdowns against Washington last time they played. And I looked at that as well. I thought that was a nice matchup. Even Brandon Ayuk, who with Deebo Samuel's been out. He's been the number one guy over there, getting almost I think 11 targets. 2 out of those 3 games, and then 7 targets that last game. So you got a lot of guys in here. Not only that, Olave going against a terrible Pittsburgh Steelers secondary is always a nice option. So
yeah. So let's try to come to. Do you like Kirk for 21 at least? Like we can put that in there.
I like Kirk. I like your boy Juju Smith too, man. He's been. Check Juju Smith out, man.
I was just about to talk about that.
Weeks.
So Juju, might I add, this is half point. I said that before. So 19, 21, and 13. He's only got 2 touchdowns on the season, and he's bound. So 44 catches, 2 touchdowns. So he's bound. These touchdowns got to positively regress here soon.
But look at the yards. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. I like Juju.
They're using Mecole Hardman in a very different way, and he just continues to find the end zone. But I do think Juju's a solid play right here for $18.
And this, we've been kind of wondering how it showed. This would be your number one. I think he's kind of took hold of that number one receiver spot. He's getting the targets, he's getting the yards. Like you said, the touchdowns haven't been there. But I mean, if he gets the touchdowns to go along with everything else he's been doing, you know what I mean? That's a high selling for a guy that's still very cheap right there. So I like it.
You want to lock in Juju right here?
Yeah, we can do it. Yeah,
okay.
I like Juju.
So we got to double up in that game. Another wide receiver, or we can go back to the running back position. Your call.
I think if you wanted to roll with Eckler here, we can make it work the rest of the way.
Let's do that.
It just depends. Like, I think you have one more guy that if you're willing to spin on it, you can do it here. It depends on, I think, matchups. I don't really like a lot of the high end receivers this week, but I'm willing to do so for a running back. I know they're gonna get the touches, so I like it.
Yeah, you want to lock in Eckler for 35?
Sam, I like it. I do.
Okay.
Now, San Fran. My only question would be the San Fran defense. Do you feel like even though he might get the usage, will he have the efficiency that we would like?
So he's not getting these points on the ground. It's all coming in the receiving game.
Okay.
So 7 catches, 12 catches, 10 catches the last 3 games. Rush attempts 14, 9, and 14. He hasn't had more than 50 yards on the ground since October 9 against Cleveland. And that's actually his only 100-yard rushing game.
Hey, listen, that's a hell of a floor, though. So I'll take it.
All right, do you want to lock in Eckler right here?
Yeah, let's roll with it.
All right, so this leaves us with $42 and an average of $14 per player left.
I think for here, go ahead and let's go ahead and pick a defense just so we can know we're working with the rest of the way.
So, what are your thoughts on
It's
Green
tough.
Bay, Jacksonville, Detroit? No.
I think that the cheapest
Atlanta
one,
for $12?
I do like the value of that. I like the value of that. And if we had to go, I think that's about as much as I would like to spend. And any cheaper, just looking at the bottom, the only team I would take outside of them is I would take Miami against Cleveland. But it only depends if they could shut down that run game and Nick Chubb because,
Right.
I
That
think
makes me nervous.
I think Brissett can give you some interceptions and things if you take advantage of them.
My rule here on defense is if I see a negative on your game log anywhere, I can't take you. And they've got 2 negatives on the year. That was against the Jets and Baltimore. But then let me see. Atlanta probably got some negativity as well. They have a negative one against.
They got a sneaky defense though. So
I don't know. I just like PJ Walker and freaking Baker. I tell you another one. Oh no, never mind. We can't even do that. That's too much. You want to lock in Atlanta?
Yeah, let's roll Atlanta.
All right, that leaves us at $15 left per player. So let's go look at the wide receiver position, and let's scroll down to 15. Chase Claypool in his second game with the Bears. We got Justin Fields already. That's a nice little stack.
How many targets did he get last week?
It was 2, I believe.
It's just
6.
Okay, I'm about to say run the ball so much. I'm gonna be honest. This is one of those things I would like to see first before I'm willing to bet on it. I don't like a Chase Claypool. Not yet. I like the potential of it though.
How about this? Deontay Johnson coming off a bye for the first time without Chase Claypool.
I like that. Let's check his targets out here lately.
All right.
And New Orleans has, I thought they was one of the top defenses, but he's still getting the targets. He just hasn't gotten.
And now there's more targets
yards
available.
Or the touchdowns. So my question to rebut that would be, is it Deontay Johnson or is it George Pickens we should be looking at here?
Well, actually, you know what, dude? We've got $30 remaining. We can spend up to $20 on one more guy and then find a $10 dart if you want. Do you want to scroll up a little, or do you want to just look for a dart even lower real quick to try to spend up on another one? You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's continue to look at. I think we should look at the value of where we at. I mean, if you do, continue to go down because if we do find a nice dart,
Rondale Moore for 13.
That's always my dart, bro. It's just he's in a tough matchup against the Rams this week. It's a tough matchup, but he's getting the usage for sure. That's about it. I don't think we can't go Scotty Miller in the same game.
Damiere Byrd, let's look at this. Nope. Okay. Oh boy, this gets worse and worse.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think once you get in that range, I don't know if you want to. I'm trying to think 10. The thing is, some of these, once you figure out the inactives, like for the week, you can kind of come back here and snag guys that you know are like good cuffs. Right now, it's kind of hard to figure out who those cuffs would be. So
I have an idea. Let's do this a little differently. Let's look at the over-unders and find a game. Okay, so Jacksonville, and we already got that covered. Cleveland, Miami. Let's look for a high over-under and then find a dart in that game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it looks like...
I love Devontae Smith this week, but I don't know if we can make it work.
Ooh. Actually, as a matter of fact, dude, let's do that and then see what we're left with.
Like, I seen them burn that secondary, and they just lost William Jackson. I don't know. It's like I'm one of those things. Once I see a guy burn a team up like that, I'm just always willing to just go for it again. Like 3 touchdowns.
See, I'm the opposite because I feel like a good coach will try to prevent that the next time around. But you never know.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. But I mean, you still got A.J. Brown over there. And if it's one thing I would get the Commanders, they got a strong run defense over there. So, I mean, I think it's a game that Hurts will throw. And who will he be throwing to? Maybe they shade A.J. Brown again. And then I think Hurts will take his shots with Smith once again. Now, like you say, maybe he game planning for this time. But, I mean, we've seen it, though. Godwin at $16 is amazing value for a guy that's getting 10-plus targets damn near every game as well. So. But I don't know if we could play it 2 times. You know what I mean? Play 2 guys in the same game as well. So,
oh, that's true. I didn't even think about Otten. Well, you know, we can always pull Otten.
I was about to say
unless you want to tight end.
All right, let's check it out. I just like the matchup there.
Let's do this. Let's throw in Godwin, pull Cade Otten. That gives us 29. Let's go see if we can find a cheap tight end. You know, man, to be honest with you, Dalton Schultz is $10 coming off a bye.
That's it? Oh, my God. That's the best value
bro.
We got this week right there. Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Guys, listen to me. Listen to me. Dalton Schultz for $10 this week against Green Bay. That's the play.
That is crazy,
That's
bro.
the steal for $10. And now we've got 19 left for our flex spot. So let's see.
And he's coming off the bye week. A week to rest that knee. Oh yeah. You better catch
like
10 targets this week.
Here we go. For $19. We still have the possibility of, as you mentioned before, Devontae Smith. Terry McLaurin is available. DeAndre Swift is available for $18.
No, I'm not trusting Swift at all right now. They're not
Jeff
even
Wilson.
giving him the rock, man. So
Let me see something. Let's look at the weather in Miami.
Jeff Wilson looked good. He looked good in his debut, though.
He did score.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, let me ask you a question, and you can say no, but how do you feel about Kyle Pitts on Thursday? Going back to your logic with what they did last time around, they played Carolina 2 weeks ago, and he dropped 16. He did find the end zone.
Not for the amount of money. I'm not willing to. Like,
bro, he looks so. Hold on.
He looked
bro,
good,
but he looks so happy
like
in this picture, bro. Look how happy he looked, bro. I'm sorry. AJ Dillon is a strong possibility if Aaron Jones can't go. That's a $17 play.
See.
Darnell Mooney.
I hate Dillon. I'm gonna be honest.
I do
trying
too.
to trade him now, bro.
Darnell Mooney's not a bad stack to go along with Justin Fields.
I'm not mad at that. Who they Detroit? I'm not mad at that stack right there. I'm not mad at all.
8 targets, 5 targets. He's still got 1 touchdown on the year. Those should be coming in.
I'm about to say
soon.
he's due. He's due for one.
You want to do that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm on the fence with him. I like Devontae Smith. And
Smith is the way smarter play.
I ain't gonna lie. That Washington secondary is bad. I just think, I don't know. Like, I would grab AJ Brown, but it's one of those situations like you might just spend a lot of money on a guy when the secondary one is just gonna ball out just as much. So yeah, that'll be my guy, man.
Who are you talking about?
When you look at the Devontae Smith this week, when you look at the matchups, I like his eyes this week.
Let's do it. And then we do have $1 left over if you want to revisit the defenses before we wrap things up.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. Let's go.
13, that gives us the Giants. Oh, dude, the Giants against the Texans. Or Mike Tomlin's Steelers at home off a bye against the Red Rifle. Or the Raiders defense against the Jeff Saturday-led Indianapolis Colts.
I like the idea of a Mark when we can I'm gonna call him Winky. Is them blitz packages and what he can do to Davis Mills over there.
Bro, he just
Yeah,
and we got Saquon at running back, bro. That's a nice stack right there.
Yeah,
too.
I do like that. Yeah.
So that kind of shorts things up. Just to wrap things up, we have Justin Fields at quarterback. At running back, we got Saquon and Eckler. Receiver is Kirk, Juju, and Chris Godwin. The locks of the week, tight end Dalton Schultz for $10 to go along with the other lock, which was Barkley, Devontae Smith at the flex, and the New York Giants defense.
Let's go.